Alright, what's up? Gonna be talking about mythicals today. Gonna be doing a review of sorts on them. You know, some common uses for them, similar to the video I did before for the common to legendary monsters. So yeah, first off, we got Japanese gods, Jiraiya. Okay, this guy, really good. He's gonna be your main source of DPS in Volcano Goddess. He's gonna be your way of beating Volcano Goddess hard. He gets double buffed on Wednesdays, double damage, very strong. For that specific elemental challenge. Also pretty good in KPR because he does provide a very nice strong slow on the full map. That is capable of really being able to CC even without a stun. Alright, next up, probably his most important use, I'd say, is his ability to have so much range that he can shoot out enemies, kill them before they even appear on your screen. And this means that he's going to make farming classic levels very efficient. As you see here, you know, he's killing all the enemies. Can't really even see them on my screen. And he can really cut down the time it takes to be able to like complete particularly JR runs, and therefore you get more and more gold. Yeah, that's gonna be the main two uses for him. Of course, you know, all the mythics can all be decent, you know, early game carries for JR normal. Just level them up a little bit and they can get you through JR normal. They can also all be good for getting through nightmare levels with Speedy and with Speedy Mighty. Just get them to around level 400. Maybe the Egyptians you'll need at a little bit above that. You know, you might need to invest some power stones into them. But yeah, that's like those are going to be the two uses for all the mythics, right? Early game and then nightmare levels. Yeah, with that out of the way, onto Susanoo. So this guy is very good for yeah, pretty much throughout all stages of the game, because it really lets you in the early game take advantage of restarting waves with the damage buff. Because when you do that, it doesn't respawn your rocks, right? Even if you lost the rocks on that particular wave, it won't respawn them. And so if you do get Susanoo in the early game and you want to be able to use that like try again 50% damage boost bus, yeah, Susanoo really lets you take advantage of that because you can respawn all the rocks. What he's also good at doing is letting you efficiently farm elemental challenges, being completely AFK, right? So normally what you'd have to do is you'd have to do rock summons every once in a while. The rock summon here, right? Because your rocks get broken pretty frequently in the later waves of elemental challenges. But again, with Susanoo, completely hands-off gameplay. You can just have him respawn the rocks and yeah, make your farming process a lot more efficient, conserve you a lot of gems. And yeah, that's like his main two uses. Pretty strong unit overall. Not going to be, you know, your main DPS anything, but just a very nice utility that makes farming more efficient. Alright, next up, Amaterasu. Probably in terms of flat DPS, the best monster in the game. Yeah, she's like Felina, except significantly stronger in many ways, right? Amaterasu is going to be your main DPS when you are running KPR. Also not bad in some efficient IQT farming setups, or even, you know, you can probably splash her in Volcano Gods. She's just that good. Also very strong in maximum efficiency farming loadouts. Again, full map ability, able to cover the whole map and able to hit units even if they're not directly in the range of her. Of course, again, as I said before, probably the best unit for the nightmare levels. Just all around very solid, very great DPS. You can't really go wrong with Amaterasu. Alright, next up, Poseidon. So for all the Greek gods, they do have a usage, which is if you are able to get them all to 3 gold stars, and use them to buff a unit that is in the same element as them, they are going to be stronger than Mighty, right? I believe they buff them at 4,000 something percent, or Mighty only buffs them at, let me check here, yeah, 3,663%. So they do outclass Mighty, but only if they're at 3 gold stars, and only if they're with the unit that matches their element. But, yeah, for Poseidon, even after his evolution, which of course not available here, it's only available on iOS for now, he's alright. I think he can be good in some, I guess, you know, for lack of a better word, budgety Volcano Goddess setups. He's not really using any sort of maximum efficiency setups. Not the best mythic overall, but again, you know, he can still be pretty strong. Nightmare levels, early game, and then, you know, splash him into your Volcano Goddess setup if you can't find a better unit. And this also goes with his evolved form as well. Yeah, that's pretty much Poseidon. You know, he doesn't. The main reason why he's not as strong as the other two Greek gods is because his ability doesn't really provide anything more than just, you know, random bursts of, or not random bursts of damage, but yeah, bursts of damage that don't really have any special effect. You know, they're not lingering like Hades, which I'll get into later. They don't stun like Zeus. Yeah, not the best mythic overall. Not bad though. All right, next up, Zeus. The best out of the three Greek mythics. He does, you know, strong damage. He's gonna be your main carry in IQT. He's also, I believe, the unit right now that is able to achieve the closest thing to a perma-stun since perma-stalling got patched. Yeah, so he's very strong in that sense. Great carry overall. You know, his damage chains across enemies. So his attack does have, you know, some sort of special effect. Yeah, mainly just gonna be your damage in IQT. I guess you can utilize him in Volcano Goddess and KPR. Again, he is just a very great stun as well. Great stun, great damage, solid unit all around. Alright, next up, you got Hades. Yeah, I guess the main purpose where he is used as a replacement for Mighty is in certain IQT or KPR setups, where you know, if you have him 3 gold stars, use him over Mighty to buff an Amaterasu. He's also strong if you don't have an Amaterasu. As your main fire damage, you can use a Hades instead, right? Like if you're trying to do KPR, you don't have Amaterasu, you can use Hades instead of Amaterasu, and it will work up to a certain extent. His shots are lingering; they're pretty strong. Yeah, decent unit, but a bit outclassed by Amaterasu, I'd say. But you know, he's a great support for Amaterasu as well. All right, next up, onto the Egyptian gods. So I got all of these, the images for all of these guys from lilbry. He's in the unofficial Summoners Greed Discord. I'll link that in the description down below. It's also linked on my channel. Yeah, great place to ask your questions. You know, instead of asking it in the comments in my videos and get responses where I have no idea what I'm talking about, you can ask it instead in the unofficial Summoners Greed Discord, where people who are a lot better than me can answer your questions. Yeah, so for Anubis, overall, great mythic. Oh yeah, for all the Egyptians, I just want to say, not really any point in starring up them because they don't really do any damage. They're all support units. You could probably keep them all at level 1, and there won't be too much of a difference in your setups which utilize them. But yeah, to start with Anubis, he just makes enemies take bonus damage against your own units. And so that means he's going to be very strong, and all the elemental challenges going to be very great to utilize in nightmare levels as well. And he also can combo very well with some units, right? Specifically Devin and Deathbite, because the interaction with them, as I believe I've talked about before in another video, is that Anubis makes enemies receive, I believe, 5 times the amount of damage they would normally receive from a monster's attack, right? And so because Devin and Deathbite do percent health, what Anubis does is, let's say you have Deathbite 50% health, he'll just multiply that by 5, and then Deathbite will end up doing 250% of the enemy's maximum HP, or current HP, which means that, you know, Anubis paired with Devin and Deathbite have the potential to one-shot anything in the game. And so this guy and Deathbite, they commonly combo very well. Put him, you know, decently close together just so Deathbite can take advantage of the debuff. And it's very strong in all of the elemental challenges. You can't really go wrong with Anubis. Alright, next up, you got Ra. 2 main purposes. First one, he's pretty much necessary for efficient IQT farming because he prevents fairies from absolutely ruining your runs and makes it way less RNG dependent. And the second reason you use him is because he is capable of saving some time in classic level farming, where the regular wizard that freezes your units is present. Not very significant. It's not very important in the maximum efficiency farming, but he is good to have, and he will have the potential to improve your run speeds overall. Alright, next up, out of the 3 Egyptians, this guy's probably the best. Horus is speedy, except he attacks, and he's able to get the maximum speedy bonus without being startup at all. And so what this means is that Horus can be used in literally any level in the game, as a replacement for speedy, or you can use him as a second speedy. You know, usually he's used as a sort of second speedy, just because, you know, speed boost on your monster attack speed is just so strong, right? And so he's also going to be utilized in maximum efficiency classic level farming. He is able to increase the frequency at which your monsters attack, or, you know, your monsters cast their global abilities. And I'd say overall, the 3 Egyptian gods, you know, they don't really do a significant amount of damage, right? You're generally not going to see them as the highlight of your setup, contrary to the other mythics here, where, you know, Zeus, Amaterasu, Jiraiya, they're going to be your carries in certain endgame levels, right? But the Greek gods don't really do that much damage, and so you never really get to see them, I guess, like, shine, right? For lack of a better term. But they are still, like, really important, and I would say they're sort of like the backbone of a lot of your setups. They just enable them to work, and they allow your other mythics to work really well. Yeah, it's pretty much going to be it for this video. Just want to talk about the mythics, you know, some uses they have. Again, check out the Unofficial Summoners Greed Discord. A lot of people helping out. You know, lilbry helped me out with the Egyptian god images today. Yeah, like, subscribe. We'll try to make new videos Friday. Yeah, probably new video Friday. Get back to uploading a lot again. Anyways, yeah, like, subscribe, and thanks for watching. See ya.